All right, we're on example number 3 now. We're going to do better coding by using functions. Now, this is still a very basic design that we have done. And it's not that we're changing much that's going to occur. So let's go back to example number 2. Example number 2, here we say, okay, I'm going to print out or flash out the Morse code for digit number 1. This was the 0. And I have that inside this piece of if statement. Then I say, okay, we're going to do digit number 2. Here's how I'm going to do digit number 2. Here I'm going to do digit 3, digit 4. And if we look at our ID code here, the ID code has a number of repeating numbers. We have 2 zeros, 2 3s, 2 4s, 2 5s. So what if we had figured out that we made an error and a 0? I would have to go back and change where that error could be in this code here, the first digit. And then I would have to come back and go to that if statement for digit number 2 and make modifications there. Again, a lot of chance for error. And we want to anticipate in the future, making it a little bit easier to read. You said readability was something that we wanted to do by thinking of it as writing an essay, having paragraphs. Well, functions are a little bit extra for readability. So what I have done is I have made extra functions here. So I say, okay, this is how I'm going to show a 0. I call it a function called flash 0. And I want this ability to have changes occur. So I'm going to put in like the time that I want as something I'm going to pass in. Just so I can say, okay, I want it to be fast. I want it to be slow. So here's the 0. And then let me scroll down a little bit more. We see, okay, here's a flash 3 for the digit number 3. When it's when it's the number 4, here's how we do the Morse code for 4. Here how we do the Morse code for 5. It's a little bit of readability is what we're trying to get to, and that when I get to the main loop here, this is a lot easier for us to understand. I need to do the student ID 00345, well, do the 0, do 0, do 3, do 4, do 5, do 3, do 4, do 5. See, a lot of the code that we're going to be doing is going to happen inside a loop. This is where we're going to want to have like a robot, start controlling how that robot functions. We kind of want to keep this loop very simple to understand, to read. And then when we need to make changes, we go back to that function to make those modifications. Okay, we're talking about, lines of code of, is it better or worse? So this one using functions, we're at 250 lines of code. We go back to the very first where we thought, okay, I won't have any empty spaces. So that ends up being real compact. And we did that, it was 254. So 254 versus 250. You see, we have a lot of white space. We have a lot of comments. And this is even smaller if we were to take out all those comments and white space. So as you start thinking of getting stuff in more modular designs, a lot of times you will see the amount of code you write become smaller. And this is going to allow us to make edits a lot simpler. So let's say we needed it to be flash 30345. It's just one little change that we make in that main loop section. Okay, so these are, and that, again, items you want to anticipate. How am I going to need to change the program in the future? All right, so we're making good progress. We're going to go on to another example.